So now we have our three representatives. Uh, so they've been volunteered by their peers. So Linda is from Indonesia, RT is from Thailand, and Fernando is from Timor Leste. And if there's anybody else from among the participants who would also like to speak about the experience, about the discussion, they are also welcome after that.
You're welcome to sit with us here. It feels like an inquisition. So, Linda, would you please start?
Okay. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Selamat pagi. I'm Linda Trianita from Tempo, based in Indonesia. At first, I will introduce our media. We have three outlets in Indonesia, which are weekly magazine, daily newspaper, and online portal, or we call it tempo.co. And, uh, Tempo established since 4 years ago, and over that time, we have gone through a lot, including temporary close under the Suharto dictatorship regime. Uh, that was the moment of the defining moment for Tempo for us in 1994. At the time, Suharto regime was in power and they banned Tempo for its investigative report on government both ship from German at that time, and after that, Tempo went underground, published as online and news portal while maintaining its role as a festive watchdog in Indonesia. That moment in history has contributed to what Tempo has become today, an independent, investigative, and increasingly digital news publication that always put the public interest at its heart. And we reappeared in 1998 after a few months after Suharto dictatorship regime was fell. And the biggest issue in the next era was how to keep independent and impartial in a society where everyone now knew free to push their own agenda and have their own vested interests. And in those times, we were sure that newsroom independence was vital in making sure we serve the best journalism possible that can help our reader navigate their way in those hitherto uncharted territories. That stance also cost us dearly. We had people thrown Molotov bomb at our office, and many of our advertising contracts were canceled. Our reporters were harassed and threatened, terrorizing for asking the right question on the right people. It happened until now, and it happened to our fellow from Indonesia, like from Narasi and Project Multatuli also. They were here too. We also have been sued repeatedly in court and to near bankruptcy, but we never regretted the choice either. And just yesterday, the minister, one of minister, report us to the police because our story. And we also, Tempo has long-standing record in exposing scandal and wrongdoing. Muckraking has always been something that was associated with us. That's why one of our senior journalists, maybe almost everyone or almost every journalist knows, Wahyu Diatmika, participating in the Global Panama Papers investigation. Besides that, we have a lot of collaboration. For example, in 2016, Tempo has collaboration with the reporters from Taiwan. We expose slavery of Indonesian aboard Taiwanese fishing ship. And the year after, we collaborated with Malaysia Kini to expose human trafficking network of Indonesia through Malaysia. Not only with international media, Tempo also work on Indonesia League. This is a nationwide project, collaborative project to investigate high-level corruption case within the police and or other scandal, and using leaks from whistleblower. At the moment, maybe in 2021, I guess, or 2020, another moment of Indonesia leaks also here. Rora and Mas Nyonyo, from this collaboration in national collaboration, we realized that one of the most difficulties challenge for Indonesian journalists can come from inside the newsroom or from publisher, because if our boss intervenes and ask to kill a story, there is a little journalists can do without the risk of losing their jobs. And many journalists in Indonesia have been taught to exercise strong self-censorship when it comes to topic that can cause harm for their publisher business. Several editors from other newsroom in Indonesia Leaks reported that their owner warned them about the business consequences of publishing the story. And then at the moment, editor in Indonesia League had a lengthy discussion to save the story from international censorship, and finally were able to publish it in different outlets. And another challenge in Indonesia, getting public data and document from official sources is still biggest challenge. Not all public data is available and accessible in a format that can be easily processed and analyzed. Sometimes this isn't about deliberate concealment, but because of a lack of understanding how to coordinate a sharing mechanism between different government agencies. And the limited amount of available data and its low quality have become a recurring issue for us. I think the other country in Southeast Asia has similar issue with us, and that's why we need the journalist network, JAC, or some people call JAC, to we are together, we can grow together. I hope we can grow together and strength together and can collaborate in the future about anti-corruption issue. Thank you.
I was told it's going to be a speech, so I thought I'm going to get a podium. So no, it's okay. Okay, so thank you for being here. Thank you, the UNODC. Thank you, the Philippines Center for Investigative Journalism, for making this possible. Journalism is dead. No, that's sensationalism, meant to capture your attention. So, but that captures the essence of what I'm going to talk about today. And it's going to be scripted because I didn't memorize it, okay? In this era where the public is constantly bombarded with information, the role of journalists are more important than ever. Okay. It's going to sound boring. You can look at your phone, it's okay. We stand as the gatekeepers of truth, the last Jedis in the world of misinformation and disinformation. I'm going to pretend like I'm not making a script, but it's okay. There's an increasingly popular narrative in the public discourse suggesting that the era of journalism has passed. That in a world of instantaneous information, journalists are no longer necessary. This couldn't be further from the truth. Now, more than ever, the need for diligent, dedicated journalists is paramount. Investigative journalism, in particular, is now more important than ever. It goes beyond the mere collection of facts. It's about piecing together the hidden truths that lie beneath the surface. Truths that have the power to guide, to ignite change, that confront the status quo of the public. Corruption in many forms. You didn't have to agree with everything, you know. It's so awkward. It's not the podium, but I'm an actor, so yeah. corruption in many forms continues to be a pervasive force that undermines transparency, accountability, and integrity. Most importantly, democracy. In every corner of our world, there are stories of corruption, injustice, and deceit waiting to be told. These stories require the dedication, the courage, and the resolve of those willing to dig deeper, you, and the resolve to challenge the powerful and to speak truth to power, right? Yes. The importance of a network of anti-corruption journalists is paramount. It magnifies the ability to uncover truth and challenge power. It also enables the sharing of crucial information and resources, making the daunting task of uncovering complex, often transnational corruption feasible. Correct? Yes. This network will also offer a protective shield, safeguarding journalists against threats and retaliation. This is essential in ensuring that the vital role of investigative journalism in maintaining transparency and accountability continues to thrive. So, now that we have JAC, or the network, I'm wrong, the JAC, Journalists Against Corruption, or the crooks of the world, behold. A journalist is usually loud. A band of journalists, we are very loud and scary. We see you, and we are coming for you. Thank you. Thank you. You don't want my microphone?
Okay. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and also thank you for PCIZ and also UNODC for inviting us from Timor Leste to come here for this gathering. So when arriving here and looking at all the faces that new and unfamiliar, so I'm thinking, is this really about us, about journalists? Is this really about us being here, or about somebody else, somewhere else out there that needed us? So it's not actually about, I come to conclusion that it's not about us. It's about people down there who need the truth. Their school funding been taken off, their health services been taken out because of some guys up there are making money from themselves. So that's where I stand for corruptions. That's where in Neon Metin, we always encourage our journalists, if we go for investigative journalism, go for impact. When we go for impact, we see the numbers. Is this for the big number of people, or is just for somebody else that's getting benefit out of the investigative journalism? So, been saying that, our investigative journalism should look into the way it can impact people's life. It can change people on the ground. I've given you the case of Timor Leste negotiations with Indonesia on one of our border area. You can search, it's never been a big news in Indonesia. Never, never. But so it's really a big news in country. Why is that? Because we don't have enough information about the negotiations. When they put on the demarcation stake or pole that's saying this is going to become the border of two countries, and we start reporting. What we do is we're sending our journalists over few days ahead with our Prime Minister about to go there. We send them ahead, and they stay there and report from the ground. So what we are trying to do is really voicing what people's concern on the ground. People in the border, normally they are not getting published of what they are thinking, of what they are doing, they are suffering on the news, up to when state-to-state negotiations come in play. If there's no big things like that, nobody like listened to the one in the border area. So I'm thinking, with this opportunity with JAC, and also my observation in the room, we have like the youngest one in the room and also the eldest one, the gray one in the room, including myself. So we have John, and we have our colleagues from Thailand is the youngest one. There's two generations that are different far away, and actually also different use in terms of managing their own way of doing journalism. So I come to the term in this 2 days meeting for two take on that I have. One is working more on key figures, those people that have like really influence on the media work, and working with citizens of a country. So how do we do that? Because with the key figures, we will have editors, we have journalist associations, we have NGO activists, we have female reporters or women's organizations. We can have that set of training just for this type of group. That's where our representative from UNODC said, inspired policy change, it can be coming for that. I mean, from that type of training on those that can influence change. And then train on more people, train on students, train citizen journalism, train people who become beneficiary of the development project in countries. They need to know if they build school, how much money they put into that. They need to know where the money goes, what they're buying with those money. So all that type of training, I think, can be done through JAC. It depends on how we work on about the target. We targeted those key figures or those more people. In the more people, it can turn into another level of mobilizations. They can be the one that go into the street, shouting out to the government for corruption cases, but with the key figures, they can do more in terms of policy change. So we can do both sides. So I'm thinking by having this opportunity here, the take on that I can bring back home. And surely once again, thank you for having us in this room and this gathering. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'd like to repeat some of the words. Like Linda said, JAC it's a platform where we can grow together and work together. RT, in a very dramatic way, said that JAC is a protective shield for journalists unearthing corruption. And then Fernando said that it's not about us, it's about people who need truth. So thank you very much for our panel. And thank you to Carmela for that summary of the discussion yesterday. I would like now to call a very good friend who's been with us throughout the discussion yesterday,